Okay. I don't know if I want to do my video tonight, but I am going to turn it off. All right. All right. Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this Zoom where I'm going to be talking about tax deed foreclosure. And this was a case that my husband and I just wrapped up a couple of days ago. If you guys have been following us on YouTube, we did a short. We did decide to attend the hearing only because it was in our own backyard, Dallas County. So we just kind of took advantage of that opportunity and just wanted to kind of dive in a little deeper into the surplus and overage business and really just kind of sit in and see like what really goes on at these proceedings at the courthouse. Like what are they talking about? Like what's really truly going on? And I love to hear the terminology because my husband and I, we are studying law. So just to hear some of the words that we hear on a I'm not gonna say a day-to-day basis, but some of the things that we're studying, to hear a lot of the verbiage is like, oh my gosh, I could have like so seriously passed this test today. So I just wanted to do this video to share with you guys. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube and have done a sit down session to actually walk you through a tax deed foreclosure and just to give you a outline of how this particular case went and just to kind of show you what to look for when you're doing this. I have to get me some music going in here tonight so I can really focus a little bit more. There we go. Just a little music. YouTube, just in case you try to flag me on this video, I do not own the rights to this music. I just need it in the background to get me through this. Today has been a very long day, and I just want you guys to just sit back with your notepads and your pens and write some notes down. Okay? Every case is going to be different. Everything is not going to be the same. But you can take from this. You can take from this, okay? All right. So, this case I'm going to share with you guys tonight, this case right here was near and dear to the both of us because when we first started jumping into our own backyard for the tax deed foreclosure list, Dallas County, if you just go into Google and just, type in surplus, Dallas County surplus, it's going to give you the whole list of people that have been foreclosed to for their taxes. Okay. So we just kind of started searching and looking down the list, and I don't know what made this one stand out, but it just stood out to us. So we started digging a little deeper into the case. And long story short, what we come to find out is that one of the guys my husband went to school with, they used to hang out in the same neighborhood. He knew he knew his mom, all of that. Come to find out, she was one of the defendants on the case, and along with other heirs. And so it was really nice to help someone, especially when you know them. And I know that it can be a little embarrassing at times for people because people not gonna just upright and just tell you, hey, I'm being foreclosed on. People just get really quiet because it is embarrassing. And that's just something that people just don't share with people. But to come into this and saying, hey, this is what we do, allow us to help you, and whatnot, that kind of helps the situation. So I'm gonna jump into this one. This one has been on our board, our whiteboard for like almost a year. I'm going to say almost a year. And I'm going to tell you why this has gone on for almost a year. When we first got into this case here, um, someone else had already been kind of like helping and trying to recover the funds, and they were not successful at getting this closed out. And I'm going to get to why. Okay. So here we come. and we see one of the one of the defendants on the case, which we're going to call them a claimant. Let's just go ahead and call them one of the claimants, one of the heirs. My husband was like, I know exactly who she is. Let's go right now. I'm gonna go over there and talk to her, and tell her what's going on. And from there, we ended up contacting other family members, other heirs that lived in East Texas. And so, talking with them for a little bit, they were saying that they had already been speaking to some people and whatnot, and they haven't really gotten anywhere with this case. And so we got them to sign up with us, and it was 3 siblings. We got them to sign on with us, and then the lady that my husband knew, so that was 4. So we were only able to sign up 4 people. Now, I know y'all see the title of this Zoom today. It says Tax Deed Foreclosure, No Will, 50 Heirs. We got 4 out of the 50. So y'all buckle up, because I am going to walk you through how this whole tax foreclosure surplus sign up situation went. Okay. Now, you can look up sometimes and you can get all the heirs to sign up with you. That's like that's a wild chance. That's like sending a squirrel out into the woods with a whole bunch of wolves and hoping that he come back with a nut in his mouth. So this was a difficult one, because we were trying to pull in the other family members. Now, y'all know, when people start to die and pass away in our families, the house gets divided. You have this side of the family that don't talk to this side of the family. You got, everybody's kind of scattered. I don't fool with you. I ain't like the way you did this when such and such died and you ran off with the insurance money. It's a whole mess. Okay. So, with that being said, it was hard to get the other family members to come on and sign up with us, because they were already dealing with someone else that they were signing up with, and dealing with attorneys and other people that were doing the business. So I said, you know what, let's just shoot for the 4 that we have. And this had been going on, this, like, literally, we have been tug-of-warring with this case for a year now, and it has finally come to an end. We finally got the order signed by the judge on, like, the day before yesterday. And we were so excited, not because of the payout. The payout is okay, it's great. But when you're splitting $106,000 over 50 heirs, there is nothing there for you. Had we known this early on, when we dived into the case, I would have been like, you know what, next, I got to go on to the next thing, because this is going to take a lot of work. This is going to take a lot of our time. And our mentor in California, he even told us when we presented this case to him, he said, y'all are like, y'all are really, like, signing up to, like, not really get a whole lot from this. And, and this is going to take a lot of work. And I don't know. But my husband did a lot of convincing, because he went to school with one of his friends, and his mom was one of the defendants on the case. So it was more near and dear to him to at least get her something. And he didn't even care if we walked away with 0. He really didn't. And y'all, I'm telling you, when y'all come across these tax deed foreclosures and you see that there's a long list of defendants, you better be ready. You better be ready and prepared to tackle it. You better be ready and have the patience for it, because this is not something that you're going to be able to close out in 60, 90, 120 days. This is going to be more like, it's going to take a minute, because you're not going to be able to talk to each defendant on the case. You're not. Because I know what you, baby, I deserve. Yeah. Okay, Tank, I'm going to have to turn you down, because you, he's singing this song. Okay. So, y'all, we only were able to sign up 4. So there's still 45 heirs out there that are probably signed up with a whole bunch of other people. So I'm just going to talk about what we got going on here. Okay, so we had five. I'm sorry, I keep saying five. I don't know where this fifth one keep coming from. We had four defendants out of the 50. Had them signed up, ready to go. Through the whole process, like I said, it took almost a year. Through the whole process, we kept in contact with the family. We made sure that we, kept them informed. We let them know that we're still, trying to get this wrapped up. We're still trying to contact family members, and then, and so it actually became it actually became like it was building a rapport. I want to say that, but we almost became family, especially to the family in East Texas. He was calling on almost not on a day-to-day basis, but like every other month, just checking in. And we would sit on the phone and laugh and talk. And he really did trust us, that he knew that we were going to get this wrapped up and done for him. He really knew this. And so we just kept in contact with him. And he was like, other people are calling me and they're saying that, they can help me get this case closed out. And, I'm like, you know what? Do not feel obligated to take all these phone calls from these other companies. You just let them know that we already have it taken care of. You already have an attorney on the case. Do not feel like you have to answer every beck and call. Okay. Because there's so many people. I'm not gonna say so many people, but people are really tapping into this surplus overage business. So people are really out there making these phone calls. But who is going to be the man for the job? Who is going to be the woman for the job? And I always tell my team on our weekly coaching Q&A sessions, what's for you? What is for you is for you at the end of the day. Okay. That connection that you make with your claimants is like the number one thing in this business. You making that connection with them. They either gonna like you, love you, or hate you. And so you want to really get on that like, because then that like turns into love. And I'll talk about that a little later in this story, because yeah, I gave my claimant a hug. I sure did. They gave me a hug at the courthouse. They were so excited. And we were invited out to their land. They have 50 acres of land out in Pittsburg, Texas, and lakes and boats and cows and horses, and invited us out to come hang out with them. So you never know what comes from this. I'm going to do a share screen really quick on this. I want to show you the home. Let's see if it will. There we go. There we go. All right. I think it's popped up. Here we go. So this house it's a really, a really decent house. Let me see what went on with my screen here. Give me 1 second. Not sure what happened to my screen. Well, come on. Like, dang. Yeah, I've been having some really like serious technology problems back here today with my computer. And I don't even see my screen anymore. So hopefully I'm still here. This is actually the home, and it's in a really nice older historical part of Oak Cliff, Texas. Oak Cliff, Texas, in Dallas, Texas. I actually have a home in this same zip code, not too far. I own a home in this area. So I already know how nice these homes are. But this was the house that was foreclosed on due to property taxes. Just to give you a background of the home, there was two, husband and wife. They did not have kids. They were married. I did say husband and wife, duh. They were married, and they didn't have any children. So in situations like this, you guys, well, let me stop saying you guys. My husband said I'm saying you guys too much. The situation with this, ladies and gentlemen, is that when the husband passed, everything got left to the wife. Okay. When she passed, then it's split 50-50. Okay. It's split 50-50. And if I can't remember, I don't have my notes in front of me. I remember the lawyers, it's a Texas, it was a Texas rule where if one of the, and I can't quote which rule it was, but if one spouse passes, he leaves his interest to the wife. And when she passed, now their interest is 50-50. 50% of his interest goes to his siblings, and then 50% of her interest goes to her siblings. So now we're separating this property here amongst siblings. Okay. And with this case, those siblings have passed. So since those siblings are gone, now it gets passed down to their descendants, which are their children. Okay. Y'all follow me on this. So amongst all of them, there was like 50 descendants, 50 heirs. And you telling me that getting in contact with all 50 of them, one person, impossible. It's impossible. And it's crazy. It really is crazy because we fall into this situation as a community. As a community, we don't leave wills. And when there's no will left, then now you have generations down the pipeline fighting over property, or fighting on who's actually related to this person. And and it's just a mess. It's a mess. But long story short, you have 50 heirs, and this $160,000 have to be split amongst 50 people. And out of those 50 heirs, I believe one or two were deceased. And there was a few of them that didn't want to, I think maybe two or three that didn't want to be found. They didn't care too much of claiming their money. And so what happens with that situation right there is that the court will hold on to their interest until they come forward to claim it. So that's why sometimes you'll see, when you're looking at the surplus list, that you'll see someone's name and they'll say like $2,000 or $3,000, some small amount sitting there. It's because their interest is now registered with the county, and until they come forward and claim it, it sits there. And then, the rule of Texas, their statute is you don't claim it within 2 years, it's cheated to the state. There you go. So now we have our 4 claimants, defendants, heirs, signed up, and we were trying to get some other, the heirs to sign up with us, but they just was giving us a hell of a time. Come to find out, they had already signed up with another attorney. So I'm going to speed on up to the court date here. We were able to meet all 3 attorneys that was on this case. There was one lady that came in from Louisiana. She's licensed in Louisiana and Texas, and she was representing 3 of the heirs that happened to live in Louisiana. And this was actually her first surplus, and I was very impressed. She held it down against 2 men. Y'all know how that go. She held it down, and I could tell she was somewhat new, but she got what she got what she needed to get done. The other attorney was our attorney that was on the case. It was nice to finally meet him. It's so funny, we send these deals over to him and he gets them done and we get paid out and everything, but we've never like really met him. And so it was nice to shake hands with him and laugh and talk and get some sound advice from him on what we could do to improve and sharpen our skills. And took pictures with him and everything. So it was great to finally meet him. And then we met another attorney that is based out of Houston. And my husband actually remembers speaking with him back in 2019 when we first got started. And I think we came to him and we presented this deal to him. And he was like, I'm going to tell you guys right now, you need to jump in a bigger pool. And that advice sat with us for a long time, because not only was he saying that, our mentor that we have in California, when we first got with him, he was saying the same thing. Y'all need to jump in a bigger pool. Don't dive into anything that's less than $50,000, because you have to make sure there's enough meat on the bones for the attorney's fees and your fee and all of that, and for the claimant to get paid out a good substantial amount of money. So that sat with us. So we reminded him of the conversation in 2019, and he was like, okay, I do remember y'all. I do remember talking to y'all. So it was just good to see them working, like sitting in the back of the courtroom, listening to them object to, different things, and why they object to, the other attorney, because I think the attorney from Louisiana, she came in with a will of one of the claimants, and he was like, I haven't had a look at this will. I don't know what this will look like. She's bringing evidence into the case and did not notice us. I hadn't had time to look at it. We just came out of a holiday, and it was XY. The court was closed on XYZ day, New Year's, and it was hilarious. And so he was like, I'm going to object to that, to the evidence that she's trying to, bring forth. And, this person saying that they're a relative is hearsay. And I'm like, oh, this is getting good. Like, this is really what's going on, in the courtroom. So long story short, because I'm just, I just really wanted to share this with y'all. Long story short, the judge signed off on our order to release the funds. But the other two attorneys, he was not able to sign off because they needed to agree amongst each other. Long story short, with her bringing this will and bringing in these other two claimants, he had majority of the claimants signed up. He had like 45. Yeah, I think like 45, somewhere around there, of the claimants signed up. We only had 4. She had 3. So y'all do the math on that. I'm not doing the math for you. But they had to agree, because now with her bringing these two claimants forth with this will, that this uncle left all his interest to another relative, was taking a chunk out of his pie. And I'm sure he was doing the calculations over there, and it was like, So he really wasn't trying to hear it. So they couldn't agree at the time. So the judge was like, y'all agree, come back, but I'm gonna go ahead and sign the orders for, our attorney, and then the attorney that represented the city. Now y'all know the city and the hospital and the schools and all, they gonna have their attorney there. They gonna get their money, okay? So they were there. They got their order signed off. I believe there was like $16,000 in back taxes. So it ended up, the surplus ended up being only $89,000. So we were at $106,000. It ended up being only $89,000. Y'all, I'm sharing this because these are some of the situations that y'all are going to run into. Period. This is some of the situations you're going to run into. It is not always smooth sailing with a lot of these surpluses. You're going to run into a situation where there are going to be more than 1 heir, 2 heirs, 3 heirs, maybe 10 heirs. You're going to run into this. So you have to be mindful of that when you're doing your due diligence, when you're doing your research on these cases, especially with the taxes. You should be able to see who the defendants are. And if it's a long list of defendants, y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not ready for it, then you need to keep it moving. But if you're willing to put the work in, and just know that you may not walk away with hardly anything, then hey, go for it. So I'm not going to tell you not to, and I'm not going to tell you to, but I'm just going to say, be ready. Because the last thing that a claimant needs is you to be all in at first, and then when it gets too hot in the kitchen, you gone. You done disappeared. And that's pretty much what has happened with our claimants early on. That's why we were able to get them to sign up with us, because someone took on the case and wasn't able to get it done for them. Even though it took us a year, we got it done. So some people, they come into this and they not expecting all of that. They just want 1, 2, 3, close the deal and get paid. And sometimes it just doesn't go like that. So anywho, we were in court for like I looked at that clock, y'all. It was we got there at 2:45. I think we went in like at 2:50. Y'all, we did not leave this courtroom until almost 4:30. Maybe almost 5 o'clock. I just know that the people downstairs were locking the doors when we left. Okay, and when I tell you my buttocks was hurting, because y'all know it is wooden benches up in that courthouse. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, I am exhausted. I am tired. I am over this. It was a great experience, especially a great learning experience for being in the business. But long story short, when the judge said he's gonna sign off on our orders, me and my husband was like, we dapped it up. We were like, done. That's all we wanted to do, was just get it done. We wanted them to get paid. We may not walk away with about 2, 3, maybe $4,000, if that. But I always teach y'all and tell y'all, don't get so wrapped up in the money. It's not your money to begin with. Yeah, do I want to get paid for my time and my labor? Yeah, I do. But put yourself in their shoes for a moment. I've been in those shoes before, so I get it. I got a lot of family, and we have homes that have been left behind, and family not seeing eye to eye. And this, it's going to be a mess. I just pray to God it's not, but it's going to be a mess once people start, passing on and stuff. It's going to start causing confusion, because there was no will in place. There was no will in place at all. So this is what we come down to as a community when there's not a will in place. You have family that are fighting. They don't see eye to eye, and everybody holds an interest in this one property. And you may not be able to get everybody to sign up under you, but you get as many people as you can to sign up. So with this tax deed foreclosure, I want you guys to start looking in your own backyard. Okay? Start pulling up your own county. If you don't know how to access it online, call them. That's what they're there for. I promise you, they don't have a phone sitting next to them just for decorations. That phone is for someone like you to call and say, hi, I need to find out how I can get access to to your surplus excess funds tax deed foreclosure list. You got some gatekeepers. I need some water. You got gatekeepers. Hollywood ain't the only one that got gatekeepers. The county got gatekeepers too. They give you a hard time to say, you try to do some research on a family member that was foreclosed on the taxes. You want to just look into and see if there's a surplus there. I know when I first came into this, and I started calling a lot of these counties, like in the South, like Mississippi, Alabama, in the Georgia area. Oh man, them gatekeepers, them people, the first responders, or the first line of communication people. They were rude, and don't let them catch wind that you're a third party company. Oh, they gonna give you the business. They gave me business. I don't know if they still do that now, but They want to know why you calling and that we don't work with third party. They'll give you the whole shebang. So sometimes you got to kind of go in with a disguise. Y'all remember them glasses? You put them glasses on and had the little eyebrows and the big nose, and you come in with a disguise. It just don't tell them what you're truly there for. You're not lying to them, but you just kind of bending the truth to get to where you need to go. Okay? So get it, jump into your own backyard, your own county, and find out how to access their list. Sometimes you can Google the county and just put surplus or excess funds. You can do that. But sometimes you may have to pick up the phone. I know a lot of our students ask that, like, oh, what counties can I? It's such a big pool. It is such a big pool, y'all. Just find a county. What I used to do, I used to just Google. I'm going to show y'all right now. I'm going to stop share screen right now. And I'm going to show y'all what I used to do. I'm going to show you what I used to do. Give me a moment. Because I told y'all my computer running real slow today. And I think it's because my husband has 1,000 windows open back here. And I tell him, babe, close this stuff down. Like, you're going to make the computer run slow. Let's see. Let's just say Mississippi. That may not be a good one, but we're just going to Mississippi County surplus. I don't know. We're just going to see what comes up here. And I'm going to do a share screen with y'all. Okay, Mississippi wasn't a good one. Okay, let me think of a county. Let me just think of one in Delaware. And y'all, this is something you got to start studying, finding out some of the names of these counties. Some of them are a repeat. I think there's a Dallas County in Georgia, and then we have a Dallas County here in Texas. So y'all start becoming familiar with some of these names. I'm going to go Kent County, and I believe that's in Delaware. I believe it is. And I'm going to put surplus funds. All righty, I'm going to do a share screen. All right. It should be getting ready to share. I want one. Give me one. All right, y'all. So we have Kent County unclaimed sheriff sale excess proceeds. That's what you're looking for right there. We're going to go ahead and just click on it. I've actually found one in Delaware, and I'm still working on it. He was in a bad accident. Let's just say that he was in a bad accident. So he's dealing with some mental, it's mental, and brain, a little brain damage. And so it's kind of hard to get through to him that the home is gone and that he has money sitting here at the county. So at least he texts me back and forth and we talk. But whenever he snaps out of it, I'll be helping him recover his funds. But this is Kent County. This is in Delaware. Okay. So you can go right in here right now and you can see if there's one 47,000. But let me show y'all something. Like I told y'all, look right here. I'm going to scroll back up because y'all probably missed it. All right. First names, last names is going to be in your left column here. The address, we don't care about the address of the sheriff's sale. That's where they held the sale. We're just going to get that case number because I'm sure they have a portal where you can go put this case number and it'll pull all the information up for you. And then the sale date is the most important thing. You have to write that sale date down, that case number, and then the court held amount. That is the amount of surplus that is sitting there. Okay, so I'm going to go back down to this one right here for the $47,670. This is the estate of John Melvin, aka John Ashford, in care of Jason Daniel Ball, also known as Jason D. Ashford, personal rep Cecilia. So these are heirs, y'all. These are heirs. So somebody needs to be contacted because it looks like this was foreclosed in April of 2023. And this is the estate of John Melvin. So that lets me know he's probably deceased. But this is a good way, to just start searching. I just pull up Kent County. Here we are. Michael W. Baker. He has about 40,000 sitting there since October of last year. I know we're in a new year, but these people need our help. And you just surf through here. Here's some ones coming up, and it's been a year. It's about to be a year on the 31st of this month. John Oliver, Charles John Oliver, Shannon and John O. Barger. They need help. So this is how you would search your tax deed. These are tax foreclosures. These are not mortgage foreclosures. These are taxes. When it says the sheriff sale, unclaimed sheriff sale, excess proceeds, these are taxes. Right there. And the list goes on and on and on and on. There's some small ones in here. I'm not going to say it's not worth it, but you really don't waste your time. Just don't waste your time. Now, if you see something small like this Frank D. Lisa Ann Burris, it seems like this was like, maybe a husband and wife, maybe. I'm not sure. This was in 2016. This is old. But you have to look and check all the statutes for each county in each state. This is a judicial branch. So you have to check their statutes to see if and when their funds are escheated to the state, or if they ever get escheated to the state. I'm not sure. I hate this computer. Like, seriously, I can't get this glass wire special offer off of my screen to save my life. And this is A through Z. That was just the first page. Here we are, B. So use this. I don't mind. Here you go. That was a freebie right there. Go to Kent County and start pulling these up and start skip tracing. Start skip tracing, seeing if you can find these people. You'll be surprised. You really, truly will be surprised. So that is all I really want to talk about with the tax deed foreclosure. Here's some more right here, y'all. Look at this. They're not as big. Look at this one, 65,000. There you go. That was foreclosed in 2021. It looks like it's only one person we're looking for here. Looks like, yeah. This is a good one right here. It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Tell them, Joe. So I'm going to spend the evening just kind of looking through this list, and I'm going to look up some other counties as well. I can't stress it enough, y'all. Start looking in your own backyard. There's people, you're going to probably come across people that that you may know. You never know. You never know. And just to be that help for them, letting them know what you do. And that's one thing that I let my students know on our coaching calls is you should be every day when you step out of your door, you should be telling people what you do. You'll be amazed. You should be telling people what you do. Hey, I assist people after foreclosure. What do you mean assist people after foreclosure? Well, when their home goes to auction and it's sold at the county, or when the mortgage company forecloses. Then 5 times out of 10 there may be a surplus from the sale of the property. Well, what is a surplus? Well, it's an overbid. It's an overbid on the property. They may have owned this much, and it sold for way more than that. Well, the county and the mortgage company can only hold what was owed. So there's some change left over. Who do you think that's due to? You start asking them questions. Who do you think that money belongs to? They look around. Me. Exactly. So make sure you tell people what you do. If you're on social media, Stop all that scrolling and stop all that. Tell people what you do. Tell people what you do. You'll be amazed. The phone calls you will get, the messages you will get. People need to know that we're out there. Okay. People really do need to know that we're out there. So this is all I really wanted to go over with you guys. Also, let me look at my calendar really quick. We are getting ready to go into our second phase of our 60-day challenge. We've had so many people sign up, so I'm so excited of our new class and all the people that will be joining us from the previous 60-day challenge. You guys will be coming back to do the 60-day challenge with us again. But I do have Saturday, January the 6th as the last day. But I'm going to go ahead and move it to January the 8th, Monday. I want to give people a little bit more time because I know funds are tight because we just got finished. Well, people just got finished with a holiday. I don't fall for the okie doke. My coin stayed in my pocket. But people, just got over the holidays and whatnot. So I know that people are trying to, snap back into things and get their finances together. So I will extend this to Monday, January the 8th to enroll into the 60-day challenge. I'm super excited. We're geared up. We're ready to start showing you guys some really good things to get you up and going. We're ready to get you past that stage of being afraid of making that first phone call. A lot of people have been shuffling through their information but have not made one phone call yet. So we are going to help you. We're going to help you get past that. We've helped a lot of students overcome that part of the business where, that phone call, just being hesitant of, what if I get the claimant on the phone? And when I do get them on the phone, what do I say? Y'all, relax. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you do. Okay? So let's just relax, breathe in, breathe out, calm down. It is okay because you're there to help them. Okay? And if you come across with a loving spirit and your energy is right, I promise you, you'll get somewhere. You will get somewhere with that. Okay? So that is all I wanted to do with you guys today. With you ladies and gentlemen, is I just wanted to go over our experience with this tax deed foreclosure. No will, no will, and 50 heirs. And this is happening all around America. And it's heartbreaking because families fall apart. And we're inflicted by commerce. And with the infliction of commerce, it tears our families apart. With a pandemic that hit us all of a sudden in 2019 has ruined families. The divorce rate has gone up. That's a whole nother topic, y'all. So we have to understand and jump in the minds of these people when we're calling them, that the hell that they're going through, the stress that they're going through, the pressure, everything. We have to be loving and compassionate and understanding when we reach out to them. And that is one thing that we do teach in our 60-day challenge. We do work with you in helping you change the way that you think so you're able to take on this challenge and take on truly helping people, truly helping people. And one thing that I tell my students is if you just focus on helping people, the money is going to come. The deals are going to come. You're going to look up, like literally, like, oh, let me share this with y'all before I go. Let me share this with y'all. When my husband and I first got into this business, I remember sitting in the bed one day and I was like, God, I can't wait until I'm 4 or 5 years deep into this business where I can actually look back and be like, I can actually look back and be like, man, I've come a long way. said, but God, I'm on day one right now. I'm on day one. I don't know when I'm gonna get my first check. My car breaking down, rent due. I gotta keep food on the table. God, please. And when I tell you now, I look up and I'm like, you know what? That 4 or 5 years went by. It didn't go by fast, but I have to understand it was my journey. And once you take a time out and embrace your journey and take every day as a win, you're going to have days where you're going to be like, God, you want to give up. God, this ain't moving fast enough. God, ooh, God, I know you see these bills piling up. I know you see my car is on its last leg. It ain't starting. It may not start tomorrow. I may have to sit in the house all week. Where am I going to get the money to fix this car? I know. But you have to understand the Most High didn't bring you here at this point in your life. He did not, y'all, y'all stumbled across this information for a reason. And if you don't think for one slight second that one God, get off this channel right now. Get off this channel right now. Trust that God knows what he is doing. He knows what he's doing. He's watching you to see if you're gonna fold and give up. Like we've given up on other things. Because we all done it. We've all given up on things. So you have to think, is this what I really want? Do I really want this for myself? I had to have that conversation with myself, and I wanted this. When my husband introduced this to me, at first I was like, oh, this is not what I really want to do. But God sent him as an angel. Been knowing my husband my whole life. Grew up in the church together. I never thought in a million years we would be together. Had a crush on him in church. Little girl. He 3 years older than me. Never thought we would be together and have a family. Never, 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 never. But God does things. He has a plan for us, and we may not even understand it at first. But when my husband brought this to me, I said, God, is this you coming to save me? Like, this is my angel. I said, you know what? This is not really what I want to do. I really want to do, you know, I really want to write my vegan cookbook. I want to have a cooking show on YouTube, and I want to, and I was telling my husband all my dreams, and he said, well, let's start somewhere. Let's get a family business going. Just dive into this information. Just dive in. I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. But then as I start calling claimants and talking, I was like, God, I got the gift of gab. I love to talk. I love to talk, and I love to encourage people, and I love to inspire people. And I soon found out just last year that that's my purpose. That is my purpose. So I said, okay, God, if that's my purpose, how is, you know, how can we intertwine me working in the surplus and overage business? How can we bring this all together? He said, you're going to encourage, inspire, and you're going to talk to people, and you're going to teach people this business. So you get the best of both worlds. You get to do what you love on top of building an empire for your family. And what my husband had to help me understand was all these cookbooks you want to write, this surplus business is going to fund every book you want to write. Every cooking video you want to do, this surplus business is going to fund that. I said, dang, I ain't look at it like that. You sure right. I had to go humble myself real quick. And this is the first time I've really shared this story. I had to go humble myself because it made sense. I said, you know what? You're right. You are so right. And now I can look up and see the fruit of my labor. All those days I cried and said, God, when? I'm like, oh, I'm here now. My win is here. He prepared my mind and my heart for this moment right here, this present moment, to be able to teach other people through my journey, the surplus and overage business. That is what makes it that much special working with us. That is why it's so special, because I'm going to treat every last one of you guys, every last one of you ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to treat you the way that I was treated coming into this business. And I was guided into this business by my husband, my God sent angel. Okay. So I don't want to keep y'all long. I just had to share that with y'all, that testimony with y'all really quick. Y'all stay positive, stay motivated, stay encouraged. If you're not with a team or a support system, if you don't have a support system in a surplus business, I know a lot of you guys, there are groups and things like that on Facebook. Get into some of these groups. Start talking to people. Start surrounding yourself around people that are in this business. And you will soon start running into other people and meeting people and teaming up with people. Oh my God, it gets beautiful when you work at it. So you shouldn't be alone in this business. So if you need a support, try to find somewhere and get around people that are doing this business. All right. I've kept y'all long enough. I'm out of here. I got a whole lot of things to do. I just wanted to do this video for you guys. I hope I wasn't long-winded. Yeah. That's me, Karen Michelle, the Surplus Chameleon. Peace and love, you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.